Where's he going with this shit?
Oh no, you belong to somebody new.
'Cause tonight you belong to me. I'm from One West headquarters. Follow my captain's orders. Live in the land of pain and torture. No straw, but they want their mortar. Tell Trump, fuck borders. P.S. Prepare for slaughter. Never take their sons and daughters. Never give them alls in return. Niggas never wanna learn. Till they laying in the urn. Babylon, Babylon, Babylon. You gots to burn. Even if I gotta go with it. So fuck it, is you with it? Niggas never feel froggy, they just wanna rip it. If I see a bad bitch, then I gotta rip it. Your lip looking like the Red Sea when I split it. Tell me why that flow so vicious. Every time he switches, beat a nigga ass like mama did with switches. You niggas looking real, real gay. Where are the bitches? I mean, where are the sisters? Better stay away from witches. That's a brouhaha. Love me as she brew, yeah. White people, he brew now. If you didn't know, then you do now. You belong to me. Yeah. Alright. This nigga's bonkers. From the same city as the Knickerbockers. Name ring bells from here to Yonkers. Or Nicaragua. You niggas too thirsty, you need some agua. I ain't talking Fina. When they kill my dog, I ain't hear shit from Peter. These niggas talk Kent, but they really mean FEMA. Haven't cut his eye, got more stripes than Adidas. If you ain't a bad bitch, then get the fuck off my penis. 1-2 step with a meat tree drip. Keep my circle tighter than my meat tree is. If I don't fuck with you, you a piece of shit. When I dip, you dip, we dip, we dip. That's the type of shit that I sing to my bitch. No 6ix9ine, we don't sing no snitch. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Karen, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. You belong to me. It's you, baby. One more time. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Karen, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. 'Cause you belong to me. One more time for the ladies in the back, eh?
One West. Yeah. I'ma do it when you afraid to do it. I'ma say what you ain't gon' say. I'ma tell you what you need to hear. This life, they got us fucked up, man. Real fucked up. Look. Feel me one time. Look. Yo. I know struggle, I know pain. I know my people strung off of the dope to cope with the long days. I know this place called America. I know this place where they deal with us like homeland terrorists. I know this place got us fucked up. I know this place got us positioned so we never try and stand up. I know this place wanna see me sleep. And when it come to my people, they love to see a black man weep. But it's survival of the fittest. And when it comes to the Lord, best believe we gon' get it. Rise, Israel, rise. Fuck the devil for his lies. Fuck the devil for his lies. Rise, Israel, rise. Fuck the devil for his lies. Fuck the devil for his lies. Rise, Israel, rise. Rise, Israel, rise. Yeah, look, this ain't no place you wanna be, where you can surrender from a flea and still be dead in the streets. This white man, he play for keeps. And when it comes to his love, you should never wanna seek. I want war, fuck peace. I want war, fuck peace. I want them dead in the streets. I want war, fuck peace. I want them dead in the streets. I want them dead in the streets. Yeah, so prepare them troops, because my king come through, he gon' show you what it do. Death to all you other nations, you had a hand in the equation for this hell I be facing. See, man, y'all think it's a game when we bring it to you like this, man. I gotta give you the truth. When they lie to you, you love the lies cause it tastes sweet. But it's truth bitter, and it hits you straight in the core, man. But you need it. One West shit. Now, I got the pleasure to introduce you to that Philly barbarian. Hey yo, Salakia cat, you had something to say?
Rise Israel. All this pain and it's hard to cope. Your situation stay the same, so it's hard to hope. You say you tired of moving cane, now they call you broke. There's new rules to the game, you ain't hardly know. so that's why you gotta play it smarter. I'd rather die on my feet as a man than a martyr. That's just a lesson for my daughters. Just know they father gave his life just to build you a fortress, so you would always be protected. Just know you living in a world where you gon' feel neglected. I tell you while you young, just so you'll expect it. And when that fake love come, you can reject it. But this is hectic, give me one more second. I just hope you make the same choices and never reckless. I don't want you losing your innocence prematurely. For you, I'll be judge, executioner, and the jury. And just know you worth all the diamonds and all the jewelry. Every single ruby, and never shine way that you be. That's why if they wanna hurt you, they gotta go through me. And even if I can't be by your side physically, I just want my baby girls to rise out this misery. That's why I be working and despise every enemy, cause they wanna separate our bond and our memory. So I fight for victory, and I fight for pain, and I fight so you don't have to ever do the same. Until I rise again.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Ever since it's a COVID-19, everybody does a talk about vaccine. One to the vaccine when the pot clean. Corporation need vaccine. We say vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. One to the vaccine for the crack fiend. One to the vaccine for the vaccine. They afraid them shoot our son when the cops see him. Hey, where the vaccine? One to the vaccine when the pot clean. One to the vaccine from the crime scene. Little ghetto youth fold up like napkin. We need a vaccine at the ghetto car. Our struggles are no similes and no metaphor. If we ghetto youth dream if we get a car, buy a house, try make it out, no get so far. No live so long, we get vaccine. Ghetto people no want to no vaccine. If it's not a vaccine, for we start cream and can live a better life and stop dream. For the youth them way in a jailhouse, we still no get charged, can't get no bail out. We say vaccine, what for make no see road quarantine. How we want to do that? Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. One to the vaccine for the crack fiend. One to the vaccine for the vaccine. We afraid them shoot our son when the cops see him. Hey, where the vaccine? One to the vaccine when the pot clean. One to the vaccine from the crime scene. Little ghetto youth fold up like napkin. We need a vaccine for real, cause some evil people them be will leaders. Foot power next time for you no ease off. Me no trust Babylon, we need a vaccine. For them stop, deceive the poor and every workplace start. Give people more vaccine. Me nah lie, we need the cure. For police stop, kick in we door. We need a vaccine for bust the aisle mill. Fi cut the piping, look how long I'll price drop, but JPS I give you some fuckery like Billy Walla who no fit. Go yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. U.P.K got the vaccine. Mr. General Yana have the vaccine. General Myman have the vaccine. Big Captain Mashak got the vaccine. Hey, Nayatap got the vaccine. Hey, Abada one got the vaccine. Hey, Akaya got the vaccine. Bakawar got the vaccine. Hey. Ever since it's a COVID-19, everybody does a talk about vaccine. One to the vaccine when the pot clean. Corporation need vaccine. Me say vaccine. Vaccine.
For homicide detectives, the clock starts ticking. The moment they are called, their chance of solving a murder is cut in half if they don't get a lead within the first 48 hours.
I do anything to keep my brother safe. I'm putting food on my daughter's plate. You fucking losers, y'all just can't relate. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48. You will find me on the first 48. Find me on the first 48. I do anything to keep my daughter safe. You harm them, you will find me on number 48. Sitting in that room, hear the interrogator's voice. They asking why I do it, I tell them I had no choice. Couldn't take a threat or a risk to my family, so throw the book at me, I take them charges happily. Ain't no need for no polygraphs or forensics. I put that fucker in a body bag, I'll admit it. Fuck a sentence or the jury that will convict me. They don't understand, it's my family, they represent me. So for them, I risk my freedom, roll the dice. I ain't got much more for you crackers, go ahead and give me life. You don't know what it's like for the people that you love. They ain't there to get salutes, they ain't there to give you hugs. The same that done pulled me from the dirt and from the mud, it's gone because of who? Yeah, I'd rather shed your blood. My brother's kids like my other kids. If you touch them, fuck around, get another bid. Plus 10, put me in the Supermax. I get super jacked, working out every day. Canteen super stack, cool with that. Long as it mean my daughter's safe. My brother's winning, that's a chance I take. Still my fate. I do anything to keep my brother safe. I'm putting food on my daughter's plate. You fucking losers, y'all just can't relate. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48. I got wives that done gave they all to stand beside me. Kids that can't see me fall, look at me proudly. Respected by men with honor up on their names. You harm one of them, I promise that you'll see pain. I'm one West train, made an oath to uphold it. Stood with my back against the wall, never folded. Grew up in the city where the love ain't brotherly. I ain't had too many friends, I ain't need the company. I'm my father's son, so I'm cool, just don't fuck with me. I say that you my homie, you're my brother, then you stuck with me. Never turn my back on mine, it's to the dirt. You cross them across that line, I end you first. But only make it worse, cause loyalty hard to find. Never think cause you out of sight, you out of mind. And I don't mind dying now, cause reincarnation got me coming back. Same scars in my heart aching. Be parlaying with killers from all places. Every last one of them for me a broad day shit. So what you think, I won't do it for them? Once they let me out the cell, shit, I do it again. It's for the family. I do anything to keep my brother safe. I'm putting food on my daughter's plate. You fucking losers, y'all just can't relate. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48. Find me on the first 48. Find me on the first 48. I do anything to keep my people safe. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48.
Take a second, we reflecting with the light, but this the life, I fucking love it. Wouldn't trade it to be white, nah that's alright. I got the right at birth, the devil's redefining worth.
Someday you'll pay the price.
No, I don't break a fold, I need and bake the dough, then recreate the flow. They think they making though, what they forsake is so essential. Over lentils, get your issue, guess who's on this instrumental with you? Gives a damn if we was family, view unread and call it spam. I'm not a fan of Antichrist, they slayed the man, I swayed the Tim. Like here I am, the son of Sam is taking shots at David Berkowitz. Pussy.
Someday you'll pay the price.
A different discipline existed in this New York state of mind. Say sin, not no not the actor, but the year we's effort. Not one thing in mind to grind until this gavel turned his words to mirth from Babel.
Since 69, I follow protocol. This kingdom built on guy bones, so I can't love Esau, and I can't fuck with y'all. I ain't gotta say it twice, you vouching for the enemy, but
Someday you'll pay the price.
look, my father ain't have a father cause of dope. I'm anti-politics cause Christ died from a vote. How the richest nation locked the homeless up for being cold. How ironic they relating smoking weed to getting stoned. You trim your ways to seek they love. I'ma bring this sword back wet with a vesta dipped in blood. Niggas giving up when they don't even give enough. Going nowhere fast, niggas always in a rush. I give them love cause my brothers lost. Christians eating, watch they brothers starve. No way I can serve another God. I give my love cause my brothers lost. Christians eating, watch they brothers starve. I can't serve another God. Cold-blooded.
You know that you are. As cold as ice to me. You know that you are. Someday you'll pay the price.
So now that I know that Christ was killed for me, I know I have to please my Father. That's the underlying point of John 3:16. That God killed his favorite for me, for me,
They like to talk
for
a lot,
me.
they like to claim leadership, they like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority, they don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See,
One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he abdominal. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since. All the dominance of one west rising to prominent. Cause I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupon for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper been as proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm throwing them off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire. Around with me, and I had them niggas spin like a tire. Down the deep, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because U.P.K. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on,
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. So they like, damn, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, keep on stopping, got this bitch off the hand, got this juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit.
One way. One way. One way. One way. One way.
Coming up on my new
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fuckers scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum, black and yellow Air Ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit. Lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third. Lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all stepping. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS. A mean right. That's mean right. We build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to
Yeah. Hey, Yabashan Rock a thumb. Yabashan Rock a thumb. Hey, how everybody going? Y'all hear me so well? The audio
Yeah.
Hold on. Move sign, Chris. What it do? What the business is? Yo, everybody has somebody with one in the chain by the front door.
Yeah,
because
good.
Because these organic terrorists, I can't call them homegrown no more. These organic terrorists, you know, they're getting bright. They're getting bright. So we might have to bust the bulb. We gotta, you know what I mean? Make sure that bulb don't light too much. You know what I mean? What's the order? What's the order today?
If I could, Israel still sleeping. You know what I mean? Even though there's all these shootings and things, we just went to an event that was in a parking lot, but like a lot of, you know, vendors, about at least about 1,000 or so black people. Just hardly any security. None security, really. Everybody just walked in. You can walk in from anywhere. No fence. Security just walking around like old elderly security, old ladies as the security. You know, Israel ain't woken up for yet on that defense yet.
Because everything in good faith. Just, you know, trust in the Lord. Yeah, I mean, everything just in good faith and trust in Jesus, and He'll never let you down. Yeah, I mean, it's so dangerous to have that type of approach. You know what I mean?
And so us and the brothers, we walking around like, man, nobody checked us, nobody checking nobody. If some devil were to let loose, he would get a high body count. And you know, it's just our black people ain't ready. We got UPK is the only one that could do it. You know, we're the only ones who got the mind state, who got the readiness to really defend our people, defenders of the faith. You know, and basically including the people.
Right.
At this point, because we like sheep for the slaughter. We just put ourselves out there.
Yeah, that's dangerous. That's for sure dangerous. Again, approach to have, because you know everybody is on high alert now. Even if they ain't talking about it, you know, they ain't really talking about, you know, too much of it. But when you know, when them synagogues had get hit or any kind of threats to them synagogues, you know, them all over the country, them synagogues is get beefed up, and it'd be news, and they'd be, you know, sending around communication to say, well, you know, is attack on us, or attack on one is an attack on all. You know what I mean? They say stuff like that to get everybody in a whole heightened type of state. But with this thing here, just because, you know, of course, the victims is us, they don't give a damn, and they're going ahead with news as normal. You know what I mean? They're going ahead with the thing as normal. They ain't really saying too much. You know what I mean? As I say, Capricious, you know, like we still definitely sleep because they ain't, you know, we ain't moving as if there's a war outside. You know what I mean? Super crazy. So we're going to definitely get into it tonight. You know what I mean?
And if I could, that's not the only event. We went to another one, and just no security. Just walk in the doors. No, you know, I think I saw a security guard lady, some sister who was just sitting out there on a chair, you know, but no, and then they had like a preschool graduation going on. And this is like the same week of these shootings. And it's like back to back. And we don't tighten the security and nothing. They was having like a third grade graduation on one side and a like blackity black empowerment entrepreneur thing in the other side. And, you know, they just had some sister who was security sitting on a chair, not even checking people going in the doors.
Yeah.
She didn't look armed either.
If I could, listen, when you showed up, you were security. That's what they seen. They seen you in them boots and them combat boots and pants tucked in. They said, "Oh yeah, don't go over there thinking you're gonna do anything." You know what I'm saying? So you, unbeknownst to you, you the security, unofficially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that definitely had put the vibe on it. Go ahead, Sachi.
I was just gonna say, sir, if I could, you know, in the spirit.
What do you do? You rob Solomon's script? I see gold everywhere. Gold on the shirt, gold on the glasses, gold in the headpiece, gold in the back. You Indiana Jones, what's going
Nah,
on?
you know what I'm saying?
If you smile now, that's gonna be gold. You take that Memphis shit. It's like really from DC.
If I could, sir, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I ain't get a chance to go out in the war today with the Oculus, so I had to make sure I represented coming on the show with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it.
Most High Christ. I was just gonna say, sir, the spirit on our people, man. We've been so lulled to sleep by the idea or the facade of safety in America that when these things occur, like that shooting that happened at the elementary school, and even the shooting up there in Buffalo, we don't even really know how to respond or to react. We so used to just being at the mercy of our oppressor that there's no conscience among our people to react to something like this. The only respond that we've been programmed with is to just cry and beg for help and just be lambs to the slaughter. You know what I'm saying? Only the wisdom of the Most High give us the ability to even analyze that there's a war going on, analyze that we're under attack. Like we're the only ones that even have the mindset of like we being targeted. And that's that, you know what I'm saying? That comes from being shepherds, you know what I'm saying? It just make me think of the scripture in Deuteronomy 28, part of the curses where the Most High said we would groping at noonday as if we was in the darkness. Like these things are happening to us, but we don't really have any awareness on a larger scale. It's like, oh, that thing happened down there in Texas. It's sad. We need gun control. The government should do something. But there's no conscience of I have to do something. Or in this community, we have to do something, or we need to change the way that we're living, or change the way that we're operating, so that we can avoid these things happening. That we don't have that mechanism as a people. You know what I'm saying? I thank the Most High for commanding GEN.YAHANNA and the generals and the captains and the officers in the I.S.U.P.K, because we are the only ones that are bringing awareness that this is a large scale issue. This isn't Uvalde, Texas. This isn't just Buffalo. This is 1492. This is, you know what I'm saying, Jim Crow laws. This is hanging us from trees. This is, the prison industrial complex. Like, our people aren't piecing all that together, that this all the same parts of the same oppression. But they look at it like an isolated incident when really we, you know what I'm saying, the Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian community needs to be aware and awoken to hearing what's coming out of the I.S.U.P.K, because these are the only solutions that's going to be able to help our people.
And if I could, what you brought out was a good thing. It brought to my memory and how I'm pissed off, because I don't know if y'all seen the stories about what happened in Texas at the school of the police inability, inaction of going inside there and stopping the shooter.
Listen, that's what I was just about to bring up. He's going.
Well, the story so far is that that's been coming out, and I've seen some of the footage, and the footage is out there all over the internet, that the police blocked off the school and blocked the parents from getting into school while the shooter was still running around shooting people in the school. And it's madness.
I believe one of the stories here tonight is that, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think it's the second one.
We can get into that right now if you don't mind. About
slide right into that because like it's so twofold, not twofold, manifold is what I would say. With what they hitting us with, like really, we not equipped to fight this oppressor physically, mentally, or anything else. You understand? Like if it wasn't for serving the Lord, like we really don't understand what's going on. Like it's a huge game they're running us with this media and the way they portraying these attacks. And as you say, it's like coddling a baby who fussing. Like that's how we are down here in this kingdom, like a baby who fussing in the crib after done eating, and you had to pick the baby up and pat it and burp the baby. And that them stroking they're doing to our baby, that's what they're doing to us with these explanations and not wanting to put a face to what that type of terror has, and not wanting to profile these young, frustrated white males who's really doing the thing. Like they don't want to profile that situation, and that's why we still having events with no security. Nobody saying, "Who are you?" Check him, watch him. But you walk in there and finding out, why are you dressed like that? Why are you dressed so aggressive? Why are you this way, that way? as if we shooting up the damn schools or we shooting up the damn supermarkets. You know what I mean? It's really a whole game they're pulling on all the way on us.
And I got the article whenever you're ready, Adawan.
Please.
The article is on theroot.com. Son, they shook. Uvalde massacre separates true heroes from cowards. Fake tough guys are running for cover in a moment of crisis. By Keith Reed. Tough times, they say, make tough people. They also apparently make a good time for fake tough guys to expose themselves as cowards. Examples are emerging as more details come to light about the massacre at the Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, and the response of politicians, companies, and cops in its wake. To be clear, and for purposes of requisite disclaimer to preempt the Blue Lives...
Can I make a point real quick?
Please. Yeah, go ahead. It's somebody had this like using speakers. Somebody using speakers to get the audio through.
Nah, sir.
Okay, no sweat. If anybody using speakers, have a little feedback. We hearing you. I don't know if you hearing us.
Yeah, go ahead, Godahar. Do you hear us? I don't want.
So, like I said, I'm not sure if they're hearing us. Yeah, I don't believe they're hearing us. If I could, I'm not sure what the point Captain was going to make. But I just wanted to hop in there real quick, sir, as we get into this story. I'm down here in Memphis, Tennessee, right? And so, being down here, we can hear you, Cap Salaki. Can you hear us, Captain Gaddaha?
Hey, come out. Can you come in and come back out?
If I was just gonna say, it amazes me that we living in a time in 2022 with all of the technology and all of the social media and the ways that we can, reach each other and information is so readily available. But Esau has somehow mastered the art of still compartmentalizing trauma and tragedy in our community like they did on the slave plantation. Like seeing what happened in Buffalo and seeing what happened in Texas, you would think that as a race of people, as a nation of people, we would be in a large scale uproar and outrage, protesting in the streets and demanding that there be a change and trying to actively do something. But somehow through the media and through the TV and through the politicizing of these events, our oppressor has us shell shocked. It's like, did you hear what happened on the Johnson plantation, man? I heard they stringed up two brothers and whipped they back till they, died in front of everybody. And I think of those things and I'm like, why didn't the slaves fight back? Why didn't they revolt? If you heard that people were getting whipped or women were getting raped or babies was being used as alligator bait, why wouldn't you want to fight back and do something? But living in this time now and seeing what happened in Buffalo and seeing what happened in Texas and seeing the demoralization of our people and being powerless to do anything, now I understand it. It's like what happened on the plantations, what happened in slavery, is still happening now. And our oppressor, the way he would on that plantation, all right, now y'all got to get back to work. You got to mind your business, stay focused. Don't worry about that whipping over there. Don't worry about that woman getting raped. Or don't worry about them babies that disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
That's us today in 2022 with the internet and with access to all, media and ability to start trends. We dying and being murdered and being killed. But you know what, man? Bills got to be paid, man. Gas is $4.50. Gas is $4.50, man. I got to make sure I can get to work and keep these bills paid. And it's only the Lord can shake us out of that. Like, only the Lord is going to be able to put us in a presence of mind to understand that these things that are happening and that are taking place is not isolated. It's not just those people over there, but it is an attack on us as a people, you know what I'm saying, in max. That's all. Salaki.
Yeah,
I think I'll go after Gadala. I think he No, okay. What I was going to say is like everything that Saka will bring out there, just to sum it up, would just be the Christian church, basically. And because of the Christian church, black people, you know what I mean, our God are down. You understand? Like we are not thinking about, you know what I mean, putting things in place to defend our lives dealing with the Christian church. Because to the Christian church, you know what I mean, you hire pastors. The pastors, they're not even equipped to even teach the people how to deal with situations like this. You know what I mean? They're not equipped. So, you know what I mean? So black people, you know what I mean, we for sure ain't gonna be equipped because, you know what I mean, the Christian church has done give us a false sense of, you know what I mean, security. Right. You know what I mean? To the point whereas, and the perfect example would be the Buffalo shooting when a sister came on and say, I'm Christian and we're gonna have to forgive him. You understand? Like we don't on, you know what I mean, the Christian church, without the Christian church, we will be putting things in place as a community to defend ourselves. Take them out and we will start doing it. Take Islam out and we will start doing it. You understand?
And you know the proof of that too. Because I'll come right back to you. You know the proof of that too is like brothers in the street. Like brothers in the street who is not overly religious. Ain't nobody running up in their damn house just like that or their little organization just like that.
No.
Everybody is armed up and security and 24/7 this and paying somebody to watch something. So what you're saying is absolutely right. Is that religion give you it's like living in ours. It's a false sense of security, and that's in mass. That's how we are today. In mass, that's how we are today. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Donna.
No, if I could have Capacious read that. I guess when it started the paragraph one more time, Baba Gashaw.
No sweat, no sweat.
Khan, another one, Khan. Tough times, that part?
Yeah, a little bit after that too.
Okay, tough times, they say, make tough people. They also apparently make a good time.
Somebody using a speaker as an output, wherever they are, and the speaker kind of loud, it giving a feedback.
Just I'm going to low mine down.
Yeah, if you just lower it down, whoever using a speaker. Go ahead.
God. Make a good time for fake tough guys to expose themselves as cowards.
That's the part right there. I'm glad they said that, man. Fake tough guys. 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Salaki, sorry. Now that fake tough guy was the good point, but because like you would think you a police officer. This is what you would think, of course. At least I would be. If I was a man who was coming to protect the kids, right? This is what you live for, right? You know what I'm saying? Like this is what life is about. If you serve and protect, is to go save somebody's life. And these cats didn't want to do that for nothing. Of course, they said they had protocols, but the next day they said in hindsight, of course, they would have told them to run in there. I mean, I just thought that was a bullshit comment. You know what I'm saying? That was like a
say that last part in hindsight. What is it?
The cop said the next day on CNN, right? He said in hindsight, of course, he would have just told them just to run in there and go take down the shooter, but the call wasn't it wasn't the right call at the right time. It was something he tried to make an excuse for or try to have an explanation, but that's unexcusable. There ain't no sorry. There ain't no making up for it. There ain't no mistake. You can't have that type of mistake in those type of in crunch time like that. You get what I'm saying? So for them to say that in hindsight, it was just a slap in the face of those parents and all that because I guess they held everybody back.
But they was holding parents back. They was
holding parents back.
I think some woman jumped the fence to go rescue her daughter.
I got that part. If you want to read that part,
it's in the story.
It's in this article. It's probably one of the only good parts. Other good parts of this article.
Because they handcuffed her. She handcuffed her. She got out of the handcuffs. She drove 40 minutes. They handcuffed her. She got out of the handcuffs. Ran, sprinted, hopped the fence, grabbed her children, and got on.
You see, man, these cops here, you can't tell me somebody ain't implicit. All of them come implicit in this damn crime with this. In my book, he a damn devil. I don't care what nobody say. His last name could be Johnson. That's a devil. It's a lock. You know what I mean? Like you make a mistake for a whole hour. This is what an hour they standing outside there and hearing gunshots.
Hearing the gunshots.
And you ain't doing nothing and holding people back who have more courage than you.
Come on.
Like, boy.
The little baby's in there. The little baby, the one that survived, one of them covered themselves over blood. The other one said he came in there and act like one of the children said that he acted like he was dead. You get what I'm saying? He had to do that for 40 minutes, stuck in the classroom when the damn monster come in there, the damn drama queen homosexual monster come in there and say, "Y'all are, it's time to die." You know what I'm saying? So,
Con, if I could, there's one oh Sly, I didn't mean to cut you off, Captain Kwame. You was gonna say something?
I was gonna say slightly, sir, an 11-year-old that was in there that played dead. They just came out with an interview asking why didn't the cops come in there and help us? They heard the gunshots. Like just the spirit behind the child knowing that you as an adult should be saving us, you know what I mean, was the point. And the fact that they can come up with an excuse just for the purpose of the media to try to downplay everything so they can look good is ridiculous.
Yep. You so right, you so right. I think this is the little girl here who covered herself in blood. You know what I mean? Because, you know, she wants to live. She wants to live while this place wants our people to die so bad. Like this is a absolutely horrible thing.
Camera shot. Can I say something real quick? It was one of the police officers said, "I didn't want none of my men to run in there and get shot." That's what he said. He wasn't worried about them little children. He was like, "I didn't want my men to get shot." That's why he didn't send them in there. That's what he said out of his mouth.
Con, and if I could, this is so spiritual because this is right after General Muhammad taught the class where he brought out the cops only and solely seek out to attack unarmed people. They seek out and they attack unarmed people, but when their life is in real danger, when it is a real danger, the White House January 6th incident, the shooter in Buffalo, when it is in this shooter in Uvalde, Texas, when it is real danger, they are scared.
Yeah.
They want peace. They don't want to shoot it out now. They got all these guns. They got the belt, like General Muhammad always bring out. They got the damn belt with all the stuff, jiggling, jaggling, a wallet, a mace, and this and taser, and all that, jiggling around for what?
All the riot gear and militarization of these damn cops. You there with with what is 30 pounds or 40 pounds that damn vest be, and the helmet and all the laser sights and all this type of shit, and you ain't bust a grape in a food fight. That's ridiculous.
And if I could, in the video when they was blocking the parents, it was cops with ARs and bulletproof vests on. They already had their gear on. It wasn't they came through with the pistol coming out the car. They had ARs. They had the vest on. They had all type of gear on them. But they sitting there blocking old ladies instead of going to get the damn shooter. The scriptures say we look to a nation that cannot save us.
You're right.
Black man's time to wake up and get in this truth and get in this army of the Lord, because you sitting there waiting for the white man to save you. And the white man ain't going to save you.
You're right.
He ain't even going to save your kids. He ain't equipped. He ain't the one to do the job. And this is a sign from the Lord, like Captain Kahan always bring out. This is a sign from the Lord on how we got to move. We got to follow the law, statutes, commandments, of course, of the Most High, and get right and get in this UPK. But we have to take the reins of our own destiny.
If I could, right there, like even you just said it innocently, but even as priests, as we teaching, we definitely gonna have to make sure and don't say we follow the Lord, but we have to say we follow the Lord and we defend ourselves, because that's what the Lord teaches us to do. Christ said, sell that cloak and go buy yourself a sword. Like, we follow the Lord and we defend ourselves. Or we follow the Lord and the Lord said to defend ourselves. Like, just being, human, you will say, we follow the Lord, but that's for them to say. As if, the but is like a takeaway from, obeying the laws of the Most High and following Christ loyally. Like, if that's a takeaway, that's a plus. That is an absolute plus, and it's really the life of a free man. It's the life of a free man to go and lay your life down for something else that can't defend itself, someone else that can't defend themselves righteously so. It's really the life of somebody who is free. A slave cannot understand that. A slave would say, well, leave it up to them. they let the authorities handle that. They train to handle that.
Right.
Or when the whole thing goes, when the whole thing goes bad, they'll say, "Well, God had a plan. Who are we to say what God's plan was?" But meanwhile, these damn cops, listen, they got federal funding. I was just looking for the damn video here, brother. They got federal funding to militarize these cops when they had the riots in St. Louis.
And anything in there for courage?
Say again?
Anything? Any money put aside for courage?
Nah, you can't buy that. You can't buy none of that. You know what I mean? Like these cops ain't wait an hour when they get their armored vehicles. Look at that. Look at the stuff they have to go in there and terrorize us. But meanwhile, they on the outside of this school in Uvalde with, scared to go in, scared to get hurt. Where's Kyle Rittenhouse? And that nigga say he like to, go and save people. Then he drive 3 hours because he wanted to protect life and property. Well, Kyle, you're free, nigga. Where the hell was you? Where's all the people who supported, all these oppressors who supported Kyle Rittenhouse and said, he was right because the protesters was destroying things. Well, listen, these mass shooters, that's how they protest. Where the hell are y'all going there to, defend life and property? Like when it comes to killing us, you all got money and zeal and the will to do it. But to defend us, is only the Lord could do it. Only the Lord.
Somebody, sir, if I may. In regards to the shooting, right? Wasn't there a part of it that the cops actually went in to go get their kids?
Yeah.
From what I understand, because I was thinking about that, like and the brotherhood in the UPK, how we look out for one another. Your children are my children are your children. Like we have an understanding, and to sit down and think about the fact that you would actually take the time to go get your kids, but forget your other people's kids, knowing that you now have to look at the face of the families, whose children are now in the grave because you were a cowardice and just think about yourself. And being in the truth, we learn to be, selfless, to understand that we got to be here for one another, which is one of the characteristics of why they should not be over us, because they show in when the pressure is on, they will only look out for themselves.
Con, and if I could, man, this is such a black eye this should be such a black eye to these damn cops, man. They should be ashamed across the whole damn country about what happened here. They should across the whole country. These police should walk in shame. You understand? They should walk in shame for this display of cowardice, because that's what it is. Like I was looking at they was on the videos. It was a few cops by the windows. It was a cop behind the car, and then there was a cop behind that cop, and they hiding behind the car while the other cops rescuing kids. Like, why you still fucking hiding so much? You got so much. You just hiding and ducking, and they rescuing the kids. Just shoot her down.
Hey, listen, Kapash, this lets you know, right? The police don't got the spirit to protect, because when they come and see you, they got the spirit to assault you. They don't got that cowardly spirit when they come and see you and pull you over and come to your crib. They don't got that spirit of being a coward then. But when it comes to protecting you, oh yeah, that's when the coward kick in. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to saving your life, oh, that's when the cowardness kick in. That's how you know they coming in the spirit to harm and not the spirit to protect all the time.
And if I could say one more thing, this goes all the way back to when we went to this Black Church Coalition thing here, where they was talking about community policing. And under Commander GEN.YAHANNA, I.S.U.P.K, like he brought out, we were about homeless. You got all these churches for homeless. We were about getting community police, getting the government to give us another set of black cops. We can give ourselves a set of black cops. You got 20 churches. All these churches put up money.
Right.
Like all these churches put up $1,000 a month. That's $20,000. How many men go to payroll right there? That's a 10-man unit right there with equipment, vehicles, everything we need. And they can work with the cops and everything and be a first responder, get there faster than the cops, be on point, be armed, be trained. That's what the UPK's place is going to have to be, because that's like the main niche for us, because we're the only ones who really qualified and the only ones who got the courage and got the spirit to even go in these black communities half the damn time. Half these damn pastors don't even want to step in the black community.
Right.
They don't even want to step around black people. So it seemed like on UPK gonna have to get paid to police these communities, man. And Commander GEN.YAHANNA already started the ball rolling. You know what I mean? The rest of our people, you're gonna have to be forced. You're gonna have to put your money in the UPK. All blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans gonna have to put your money into the UPK so we can continue to have Hebrew academies, so we can continue to train up priests and warriors who trained in all types of combat readiness, trained in all type of situations. What's the situations like at camp where there's heightened exaggeration of things going on?
Right.
We train to deal with that. Your churches ain't them bishops and little bishops and choir boys. They ain't training. They ain't trained to deal with shit.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't trained to deal with not a damn thing when it comes to our community. They trained to run, probably call the police and run and hide.
Oh, okay. I got to tell you, they know how to beat the hell out of a tambourine, though.
Come.
They know that. No, to beat the hell out of a tambourine.
That tamborine's safe. That tambourine is on Facebook and my active shooter, but I'm safe. Because that tambourine means a whole lot to them. You know what I mean? And the training too, Kapash. Okay, like these cops is training. They are the range. You know, you can't get no goddamn ammunition because the range holding ammunition for them. They come in there and shooting up the goddamn range. They're in the gym. But this training you're talking about is more spiritual than physical. Because that mother, she didn't got no training on getting her kids out, but she loved that girl. Mm-hmm. The training first to secure anybody is to have a love for that person or to have a love for the nation. Like once you have that love first, you could be trained physically. But you could have somebody who has zero love for your nation. No matter the amount of training you give them, your nation is always going to be, unsecure. It's going to be exposed and vulnerable. And that's our leaders who we have over us. That's our, anybody who's supposed to be at that front line, who's supposed to be filling the gap and meeting at the breach right now, that's called itself a leader for our people. They're not trained to deal with our people because they have zero love for our people.
That's right.
They have absolutely zero love for our people.
If I could, sir, it's called the Holy Spirit.
You got right. Give my hand. It's absolutely called the Holy Spirit. Absolutely called the Holy Spirit. You know what I mean? I don't know if we had the video here with I think the little girl. So like General Haas was he just texted me and let me know the security officer, the school officer, he left his post as soon as he heard the gunshots. And it's a teacher that tried to block the door for the for this fool to come in. But if the security officer was there, he would not have been able to come in. You know what I mean? And there's an off-duty state trooper that came to the school and went in there and got his kids up. Because his homie's wife was one of the teachers that got killed. So it's an off-duty state trooper that drove and came in there to get, his kids out. But, everybody else's kids is,
dog food.
Like they seen that buffalo shooting and realized that shooter, he more lethal than them with the guns. They see that shit and get scared. Like, I know brothers in here was like, shit, I would have picked him. Brothers in here was like, let me be there. Let me be there so I could jump into action. But once again, this is more proof we can't really rely on this nation. We can't rely on this nation. We absolutely have to separate from them. Because there's no space for us. Like this is not our rest. This is not a place that we need to be in. You know what I mean?
And if I could, there was a Christian cat at one of these things we went to for Black entrepreneurship. He brought out a thing called imposter syndrome, and I was asking what is this imposter syndrome you're talking about? And the other Black people were talking about yeah. He said imposter syndrome is when a Black person who's educated or has a degree or has a certification is in a certain space with maybe whites and whatnot, and they don't feel like they belong there. They feel like an imposter. They feel like somebody gonna call them out and say, you don't belong here. You don't really have the right certifications. You don't really know what you're talking about. You know, basically, damn near a shadow over, like a glass ceiling over black people's head. In them certain environments, these college type people in these white corporate environments and different environments, they feel like a white person gonna call them out and say, well, you don't really belong here. You don't know what you're talking about. And they have a fear of that. Basically, man, that fear stops them from even being able to think on the level that Commander GEN.YAHANNA done taught us how to think under the spirit, with the spirit of the Lord. That we can rule ourselves, that we can govern ourselves, that we can, the scriptures say, if the saints could judge the angels, we could judge the smallest matters.
Yep.
That type of spirit is too far from them, because they still feel like a white man gonna tell them you can't be in here on that computer pressing them buttons because you really don't know what you're doing.
Listen, that's an old, psychological, I don't want to say attachment, but it's just the slave way of surviving. You pretend to be close to master, as close as master as possible, because you don't want to lose your wooden floor like Fiddler. You don't want to lose that wooden floor. You don't want to lose the things that master give you. So you go in there and you be whatever he wants you to be, so that you could benefit from him. Like, that's an old thing. Like, they coining it different things now, but black people, we always do the code switching. You're talking to your people one way, you're talking to them another way, because you don't want to lose what benefits you could gain from them. And that's just because you're a slave to the oppressor, when you could be free from that and come and serve the Lord and talk normal and act normal and work normal and how you naturally are, and not have to put on an act. You know what I mean?
So like
you said. Now go ahead, Captain.
Okay. And now I just wanted to, if I could pull a scripture. I don't know if y'all pulled it earlier. 1 John chapter 4, verse 18. About love, man. This is a rough thing that happened at the elementary school, man, at Robb Elementary, and it was a robbery of our children, man, our babies, that happened at that school. And with heavy hearts, it's been rough this whole week just thinking about this whole situation. But just hearing the word first responder now, it makes you angry when you hear the word first responder, because what good is being a first responder when you're the last to react, or the last to respond? You know what I'm saying? Like this right here, and we knew it had to come out, because if you're given a responsible post and you fail at that post because of fear or cowardice, then you must be held accountable. That blood is on the hands of law enforcement. For all the Blue Lives Matter people out there, for all the people that love to back the blue, that blood is on them now. You understand?
Yeah.
Because who can say how many lives could have been saved, if not all?
Yeah.
I've seen that some reports that said that they met him before he got into the school and engaged him, and then let him get into the school, and they retreated.
Yeah.
Because they saw the artillery that he had. If I can get that scripture,
I got the scripture. 1 John 4 and 8.
4 and 18.
1 John 4 and 18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear.
You understand? Like, fear don't have a place in love. If you love your people and you love your nation, like our king did, who gave the ultimate sacrifice, which is his life, you won't have fear in love. Fear has no place in love. Perfect love, meaning love has to be perfected. You understand?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Because fear hath torment.
Fear, those cops are going to be, some of them might commit suicide. I'm telling you right now. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. Soldier dies once. They're going to be tormented. And that demon that was on him, it's tearing that town apart.
Yeah.
It'll never be the same. Without the right count, without the proper counsel, spiritual counsel from the I.S.U.P.K, that town would never be the same. It tore that community, and then not to even talk about the after effects of trauma that those children's going to have to face. They may
if I could right there, not just the kids. I was reading one of the parents just got a heart attack and died.
Correct. Yep. Preparing his wife's funeral.
Yeah, it was his wife who died. And he died afterwards. So not just the kids, but I mean, just as you say, it is a ripple effect all through the community. Because it's one thing to survive or to suffer this type of trauma. Is another thing to now find out that there was people there who could have helped and didn't. That's a whole other psychological damage right there. So, Lucky, go ahead, brother.
No, you're so right, Captain. What you said about the ripple. It's like dropping a rock in a pond. That ripple, it affects, and it's how we know it's all spiritual, man. It affects that community. I mean, in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? The children, the people. That time would never be the same because of this demonic, satanic spirit. And there's a spirit. There's an unclean spirit that. Because I thought about it. I said, why did he go into elementary school? But there's a unclean spirit that if it can't destroy your innocence, it would rather take your life. Mm-hmm. You understand? Like that right there destroyed our brothers and sisters out there in Uvalde, Texas, man. You understand? Which is why we have to have perfected love, man. With fear, have torment. You understand? Keep going, my brother.
Come on. He that feareth is not made perfect in love.
You understand? And that like Captain Mashak said, that woman didn't have no training going in there to get her babies. You understand? Because fear didn't incapacitate her. Right. You can have all the artillery, all the weapons, but David didn't have nothing but a slingshot.
Damn right.
You got to remember that it was the army of Israel that was in that valley. Mm-hmm. Man that was taller than David, stronger than David, more seasoned in battle, and all he had was a slingshot. But he was trained. That's what he proved. But he had no fear. His love was perfected.
Yep.
You understand? And Christ, who is the son of David, is who we follow under, who Commander General YAHANNA follows and who we follow him. Yep. We taught that in the I.S.U.P.K all the time, that day may come. That day may come where our love is going to be tested.
That's right.
You understand? Will we pass the test? That's what shout out to all the Hebrew Academy graduates.
Yep.
Looking at this is letting you know what time we in.
Yep.
That time may come where we have to be tested. Listen, and we must pass the test.
Listen, Ankahan, if I could, it's so sometimes it's not. I don't want to say forget, but just all of us. We get used to the life we live, and the life we live is not a normal life. Like we train every time we go to camp. Like people see us all the time and say, "Man, I like what you're doing, but if I do it, I'm gonna get killed. Somebody gonna kill y'all because there's real danger in what we do." And every day we out there doing it in the face of real threat and real fear. And real everything, but as you say, that love that is there, so it's exercised perfectly in us. Whereas you don't even have to think about something. Where something like these damn lazy ass cops, it don't make no sense. The decision they make, it don't make no sense because really they're not in a line of fire every day like they like to cry and tell people they are. Oh, these cops' jobs is hard. They're so terrified. They do this, so that. Everybody loves you niggas, man. They love y'all. They make toys about your toy police car and toy sirens and, the police this and the police that. They love y'all. Y'all have no training. Y'all have no exercise in love for anything but yourself.
Damn right.
And that's why when it was put to the test, as Kahan just bringing out, you failed because you only love yourself. Mm-hmm. You only care about yourself. You ever see how they respond if you hear one of them get shot?
Right.
Man down. Cops who not even on duty coming out their house.
Yeah.
Cops who not even on duty coming out their house and they ain't asking no questions. They're running in and kicking whoever on the ground, whatever it is going on. But you have an active shooter right here. Y'all have all the men. Y'all have all the artillery, all the ammunition. Y'all have advantage. You have total advantage, and you decide to not go in there because you don't want to risk your men. You know, you're a hateful bunch of people. You're an absolute hateful bunch. Salaki, go ahead, brother.
No, that was it, Captain. I yield. Like I said, I just wanted to piggyback off, amplify what y'all was saying about that whole situation, man. It's just such a tragedy, and they're gonna have to live with that. You know what I'm saying? Now the whole world knows. I turned on international news. The international news is talking about how the American police institution is a failure.
Yeah.
Right.
On the backdrop, you're looking at on the backdrop of that, they're talking about all the police brutality that goes on, how they treat us.
Right.
The international community is seeing this also, but more importantly, the Lord sees it. That's it, Cap. I yield.
Go ahead.
Can I talk, Salaki? I'll go after you, sir. Salaki.
Oh yeah, Tawada. I was going to say, and you could see as the city system failed us in that. You know what I mean? Like these two murderers, they said what they was going to do. You know what I mean? Before they was going to do it, they said what the hell they was going to do. You know what I mean? You telling me you have technology that could go across the earth to kill so-called what they call them Arabs and them
terrorists and them using them
terrorists.
drones and things.
You have all the technology to kill them, to stop them. What the president what's his name? Trump said when he killed Soleimani that he stopped a lot of Americans from getting killed.
Yep.
When he killed him with a drone. And they have intelligence saying that he was such and such, such and such. Well, they had more than enough intelligence to know that these two, they should not have been nowhere in place of guns whatsoever. They knew it. But they're so, you know what I mean, they're so prideful, you know what I mean, that they, you know what I mean, this was able to happen. You know what I mean?
If I could, sir, like, and you know what is a example I thought of right now, especially like this happened to me when I was in the world when I was younger. I mean, my house got raided. You know, my house got raided. They ain't, and if you raid a house, them people probably got guns in there, right? They ain't care about no guns in that house. They knocked down the door and all that and went to go get who they wanted to go grab. My question is, why didn't they go knock down the door to go grab that child? He got guns. That person house that you raided, you think you already been surveilling them. You know what I mean? FBI come in there. He got guns. He got things on him. But you wasn't scared to go get him because, of course, you're going to go in there with intent. But with him, they scared because these children don't mean nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? If I could, can I pull one precept, sir? If you don't mind?
Please.
Real quick. Just Isaiah 31:1. I'm going to have a brother read it.
Isaiah, the 31st chapter, verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots.
They trust in what?
Chariots.
Go ahead.
Because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Most High.
That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? We trusting in the wrong people. We put our trust in America. We put our trust in his police. We put our trust in the president. We put our trust in everything but the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Them police showed their ass, man. They showed their true colors. And like the brother said earlier, this is a true wake-up call to now know what you need a UPK member in your area, and that's the person you need to call because he's gonna have a result for your life. And these cats don't got no results for your life. All they got is death and cowardliness. You know what I'm saying? To stand behind a car and hide behind a car, and then just imagine this. Let's just see the killer, and the killer is a drag queen.
That's hilarious.
That's who you scared of. Like they're scared of RuPaul. Like you scared of RuPaul. That's who you scared of.
George Michael.
Yep. Yeah, that's who the hell you scared of. Like that's crazy. Our officer Itazar make a good point. Like I thought all lives matter. Remember they were saying that? That was what the cops were saying. All lives matter, right? So what about them kids?
That's right.
Like what about them kids? Like this place is hypocrisy, and it's so sad that our people have to suffer it for us to wake up like that. Because everybody see it, but as a nation of people, we still sleep. We still reaching for that snooze. Because imagine this is all after the border crisis. We seen the horses how they beat the Haitian brothers. We seeing, the I.S.U.P.K babies in cages on the border. We seeing all the police brutality from Philando Castile to George Floyd. The world see George Floyd take his last breath. Now come to this, 14 days apart? One picking off the old, one picking off the young. Just like the scriptures say, who will have no regard for the old or the young. And still our people are not, fully awake. Like, it's so sad that it's going to take more. Go ahead.
Real quick, just to add to it. You know who was on the scene, though? ICE was on the scene. I don't know if you knew that.
I was hearing something like that. But I thought they were saying the Border Patrol is who went in there and killed him.
No, I'm saying, but ICE was on the scene trying to see, who's here illegally now. They took it. You get what I'm saying? Because of the area is predominantly Mexican, 90% Israelites or Hispanic, I should say. ICE was over there. ICE was over there trying to pick up the pieces. Like, okay, you here illegally, you there. I don't know if anyone got deported, but they was there trying to see papers. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And if I could, I kind of battle with bringing this part out of the news story that I read because it is so, like how Captain Khan said, the blood is going to be on these cops' hands. There was another news story of an eyewitness that was hiding under a desk, a girl that the cops came by the room and said, "Is anybody in there need help?" And one of the little girls in the room said, "Help! Well, I'm in here, help!" And the gunman shot her from noticing her after yelling, saying, "We need to help."
So who came in there and said anyone needs help?
The police were in the hallway. The kids were hiding in the room with the gunman. The police yelled, "Anybody in there need help?" A little girl was in the room with the gunman, yelled for help. They were hiding. The gunman shot her after he seen, she yelled for help.
And they didn't, man. It's definitely
that's an eyewitness.
It's definitely a rough one. It's a true wake up call. What I mean? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, like the trumpet is sound now. The trumpet is blowing. It's at the full. I ain't even gonna say it's at the full volume because the Lord say, don't be surprised. It's going to get worse. I mean, this is just the beginning of sorrows. That's what Christ says. Just the beginning of sorrows. But it's this high time. Israel really need to wake to hell up, and seek out the Lord, seek out the Israelite school of UPK. What I mean? Who gonna defend you against the ills of this world? Because this thing could happen anywhere next week, and I think most people are not even concerned about going anywhere right now. This is Memorial Day weekend. Everybody going everywhere. You know what I mean? And it's just gonna be packed. It's a whole different ball game when this is the threat that you're gonna encounter. What I mean? Like they're gonna make the argument that waiting for these oppressor trolls. They're gonna come in soon. They're gonna make the argument and say, well, black people shoot up parties all the goddamn time and this and that. And yeah, black people shoot up parties because we can't shoot straight because we don't go to the range enough. They be aiming for one person and hit everybody. But they don't go and shoot up a nursery school. We don't go to a damn grocery store and target, aunties, what I mean, and old ladies. We don't do stuff like that. Like this, that's your pastime. That's your activity. And again, how the oppressor is playing it. He's playing it like this is just an insane person. He's not giving you the real profile. Like, Black people were scared of the Arabs in the height of them terror. Remember that? Just doing all them prank videos where the Arab would drop the suitcase and run.
And run off.
Run off. But an Arab never blow up the hood. Never blow up the block. But because the oppressor scared of them, we scared of them. The COVID come. Black people did not want nothing to do with the Asians. You get the point? But now this thing happened here, and we still not separating or ostracizing these young, white, violent American males.
That's right.
We're still not looking at them like we would look at the Arab. We're still not looking at them like we would look at the Chinese. Like the Arab known for his terrorism, the Chinese known for them, the plagues and stuff like that. And soon the African going to be known for the Ebola and the monkeypox. But that young white male that everybody liked, that was the one who the singer who everybody
Justin Bieber.
No, the other one who sang First Class. What's his name? Who be with Drake? Oh Lord, I forgot his name.
Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow. Like Jack Harlow, that's your terrorist, sir. Yeah. That's your terrorist. You're that young, unassuming white male who nobody think is going to do anything. You look at that Peyton Gendron and that Jack Harlow, brother. They're the same. Like he doesn't have a tell sign. It's not like a skinhead who will shave his head and walk around with boots and the pants rolled up halfway up. He don't have a tell sign. He'll just pull up one day and just kill everybody.
And Cap, the way say it's so heavy too is because, as I said, they're going by parents. You know what I mean? Because these two men said something. They said it, but just by the way they're looking, they ain't gonna do nothing. They won't do that. You know what I mean? But as I said, all them young 18-year-old Caucasian males, you know what I mean? If you have a AR rifle, you're a suspect.
You're supposed to be a suspect.
You're a full-on suspect.
They should come with that legislation to ban, to stop them. Like how you would remember when drunk driving was a huge thing in America, and you had mad mothers against drug driving, and it was lobbying to raise the age of the alcohol consumption for young teenagers. They wanted to raise the age because so many of their sons and daughters would die in these driving under the influence accidents. Like, where's the lobbyists from these same devil mothers to come out and say, listen, don't sell no guns to these white boys? Like, they're talking about legislating gun control, but how about you under 25? You got to treat it down near purchasing a firearm like insurance for your car. Yeah. You under 25, you can't get this gun.
Yeah.
You got to be mature. Say that again, Paul.
Without a cosign.
You got to get a cosigner. You got to get a cosigner for this AR.
Somebody to vouch for you that would actually have to be responsible to say you are eligible to do this. That would actually fix the problem.
Exactly. Go ahead, please.
Salami, sir. But this cat said in 2018 he was going to shoot up a school, and they never flagged him.
Well, listen, he said it. If he wasn't allowed to buy the AR, he wouldn't shoot up a school.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, where's the stipulations that's going to come for the criminal? Like, okay, it's Timothy McVeigh, white. Give me any homeborn terrorist, any one of them who doing things. It's always a young white male.
The young Joker.
John T. Holmes or James T. Holmes. Yeah. Right, aka the Joker. Young white male PhD student. You understand? Peyton Gendron or Dylan Storm Roof.
Yeah.
Young white male. So maybe whatever gun legislation you want, if you're a young white male, you cannot get it under a certain age if you want to go the gun legislation route. If there's the argument they bring in.
Or do like what England and Sweden do. You know what I mean? Make it where them white boys and them have no guns, but for sure if I have a war.
Listen, England and Sweden, ain't nobody have no guns on. I ain't having that one.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that's okay. Like they see fruit in not giving white men gun across there. You understand what I'm saying? Like they see the problem that they will kill each other, you know what I mean, if they have a bad day. You know what I mean? They just wanna, you know what I mean, they'll kill.
Right.
And that's you know what I mean, that's easy. So if he really wants to go there, as saying, he gonna have to put some strong legislation in place to curb, you know what I mean, the young white male. He gonna have to do it. You know what I mean?
It's like, if I could say,
Christ have the legislation for him. Captivity shall go into captivity. Like, that's legislation 101 on the ballot box. That's, 5C Appendix 3 on the ballot box. That's a legislation that's coming to you, oppressor. Slavery, hard bondage. You understand? Under the 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I mean? 1020, Akim. You want to move on to a couple more?
It's like if I could say one last thing on this. It's kind of breaking up, Captain Shot. But yeah, I would say, I was gonna say, Lord will that our people see these white males as who they are, and we start seeing them for what they really are. But I also pray that our people look at our Hispanic children another way as well.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? I was out today and I seen some Hispanic children, and I couldn't look at them the same. You understand? Knowing what happened to these Hispanic children in Texas, I couldn't look at these Hispanic children the same. I pray our people don't look at our Hispanic people the same anymore. You know what I mean? As their adversaries, or they're taking our jobs and all that bullshit, excuse my language, that the white man push about our Hispanic brothers. I pray our people, the compassion open up on our people so we can start seeing each other in a similar light, because we're going through the exact same damn thing.
Kapash, that was a real heavy point you brought out there, because damn near everybody who's against the 12 tribes coming together and would speak out against, the Hispanic tribes and the Native Indian tribes, like you was that cop that day who would not go into that building. Like you the same as them, as you say, like how you say the narrative of blaming the Issacharites for stealing this job or this, that, the other. Like, if you don't realize, as you say, Kaprash, that we the same, suffering the same thing, you are absolutely no different than them cops who just wanted to save their lives that day and not hazard their lives for, your brother's son, which is who the Hispanics are. Your brother, that's our uncle's children. You get the point? Like, we one family. If I could just get one scripture too, Kaprash, based on what you just said, give me Jeremiah 15:5. I believe that's what I want.
Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?
Exactly. Like, who's going to do it, man? Like, nobody is really, like, had this been some, a Jewish school or some Amish school, brother, there would be documentaries on the Amish culture. There would be documentaries on how these children, the Amish success rate of teenage graduates from school, and how much percent of them go on to be doctors and this type of farmer and that, and they've robbed this community of a whole generation. Like, if this had been anybody else, they would have been going aside to ask how we doing, who will bemoan for us. But now, just because it's us, they're sweeping it under the rug. They're sweeping it under the carpet. Like, you fighting a whole war in the Ukraine and Russian border, and none of them shoot up anybody's schools before NATO came in. Like, they didn't fight over none of that. But now this thing going on here, and you want me to cry for them? You want me to feel for them? Like, who's going to feel for us? Who's going to come and ask how we doing? Who's going to go down there and really, heal them families, man? Like, that has to be one of the most heartbreaking things, as we've been echoing all night. Even imagine being a parent, reliving, dropping your child off that morning. Like, you will never forgive yourself. And that ain't your fault. But just as a parent, you're going to take it as, I dropped this child off to die.
They had 3 days left of school, sir. That's it.
Yikes.
What?
You said so heavy because.
Come a little closer. Come on, we ain't hearing you too well. I don't know what's going on with the.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, please.
It's like, and to think about it, right? Like, what you said was so heavy in the perspective of just having to relive that and think about that. And these are the same people that say, I care about children. Like, children and elderly people, from the Buffalo shooting to this shooting, are the most loved people among their, people saying, like, we love kids, we love the older elderly, they're the most sought out after. And to think that this type of situation you still want to stay among these people and separation is not a thought, you are really sick. And you're really in a space that is the purpose, that you're the reason for the destruction.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's something we need to really refocus on if we want to see ourselves out of this. Because what you were saying also, like, it's like how the scripture says there's nothing new underneath the sun. This is no different than leaving Egypt and them coming and then destroying our hinder parts, destroying the end where our elderly and our children aren't as fast and strong. And we've seen it over and over again. And the Lord just keeps replaying it. It's like, when are we going to realize we gotta figure this out? Because if we don't, it's going to be another shooting and another one, and you're going to have more tears that fall on deaf ears.
Yeah. If I could, sir, like Captain Hud said something last week. Like they don't go after the weak. They got, you know what I mean? They don't go after the strong. They go after the weak. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The scripture definitely says, man, wake up the mighty man. You know what I'm saying? Like I hope this will be a wake up call for brothers who out there that see these things like, damn, man, I gotta be this man. I gotta come and protect these children because they obviously can't do it. You know what I mean? It's gonna put the spirit on these brothers to want to be that, and that's what we need. We need more of it. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I think there's I just sent Saka Woodard's story. I mean, one of them fathers, one of these fathers. I don't think his child. Hold on. Was his child shot?
I have the story, sir. The brother, he had a daughter in a school in Killeen, Texas, and so in response to the shooting on Tuesday, he went out and posted up outside the school the next day, and unarmed. But he just wanted it to be known for all the parents of the other kids in the school that, listen, you know, it's not gonna happen on my watch. I'm gonna post about here. I'm gonna see who coming to school. I'm gonna stand guard since we can't depend on the police. We can't depend on the security. And me being a father of a daughter in the school and us, you know, all having children here, I'm going to be the one to hold posts outside the school. And if I could, sir, if I could just hop in, if I could get Isaiah chapter 47 and 11, and this, I don't know if we can, from this segue to another story that we had about these Russian supersonic missiles, right? But what our president needs to understand, what we need to understand is that the Most High has prophesied these things happening in this land. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has long ago warned about terrorists going to make him afraid. He's long warned about this place being destroyed in an instant and suddenly. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to read in Isaiah chapter 47 verse 11. But I know there's a faction of our oppressor that sees what happened in Buffalo and sees what happens in Texas, and they shrug their shoulders and they say, well, who cares? It's just some black people. Who cares? It's just some Hispanics, right? What the oppressor has to realize is that the national audience, the international world is watching what's taking place in America. Captain I.S.U.P.K alluded to it. The earth is seeing these incidents occur and the cowardice of this police, you understand, and the inability of the American government to, compromise on making some laws, passing some legislation that will allow for it to be better system in place for checking for people who buying guns and things like that. And I can only imagine what the enemies of America say to themselves when they see these incidents occurring. You know what I'm saying? Because what it shows is that really America is wide open for anybody to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're a foreign national. You come here. You if you look the part. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for you to acquire some weapons. You want to bring some real terrorism down on the oppressor. Then there's you can run up in the school and shoot some kids, or you can go up in a neighborhood and a community and go guns a blazing, and no matter what the NRA and all of these different groups that's all this Second Amendment stand your ground and all these type of laws, they're not going to budge on their power and their authority to be able to do what they want to do. And so their inability to respond to these incidents and inability to make any changes is just giving the international audience a view into what's going on in America and seeing just really how vulnerable and weak and fragile this place is. If I can get Isaiah chapter 47, verse 11.
You got it, man? I'll grab it for you.
I'm about to get it. Isaiah 47 and 11.
Come on, sir. The water.
Isaiah 47 and 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
Like, this is only the beginning, but these terrorist attacks have been happening for years in this country, but they're only going to continue to ramp up. They're only going to continue to be worse. And while for the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, the Lord has given us an opportunity to wake up to how real and present this danger is for us. And as we awake and see what's going on, and we start to come together and we start to wake up to the truth, and we start to change the face of our communities and be able to insulate ourselves from the outside and from the oppressor's still going to be wide open for this evil to rise up. And as it rises, and as these, like you said at the beginning of the show, Cap, they're not homegrown terrorists; they're organic terrorists.
Yep.
Like, these enemies of the state are being bred here in the country. You know what I'm saying? And they're being what's the word they use? They're being radicalized by their own government's programming and messaging. You know what I'm saying? That cat that did that shoot up there in Buffalo, he been watching Fox News. He's been listening to the media programming him and radicalizing him to go and do something about the threat of us being replaced. Go do something about all of the immigrants and go do something because the government won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now's the time for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to hear the men of the Lord saying, we have got to do something because the government is not going to do it. We have got to do something because your church is not going to do it. And as we turn back to the Lord, this open season on this oppressor, man, it's open season on America, and we're going to see the result of their inaction in these instances is going to come back to haunt them later on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Don. You for sure right. Like it's not only just a wake up call, but also showing you who the evil is. You know what I mean? If I could just get one more, I know we're trying to move on for sure. But Second Thessalonians 2:3, it say, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Like, brother, both these shootings and all the others that done occurred are wrong by these oppressors have been done by people who look like just ordinary citizens, ordinary, it's a regular, this Peyton Gendron, he just looked like a good old young truck driver. Good old young truck driver. You would never think he is about to do anything else. Dylan Storm Roof is the same way. That Kyle Rittenhouse brother was the day he shot them people, was scrubbing walls and handing out flyers. You see a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse, you would not believe that he could be capable of what he's capable of. But the scriptures say that falling away have to come. And this is part of the falling away. You understand? Like what we see happening here is absolutely part of the falling away. Because if our people don't see these things, we would not even begin to fathom that this person here is the man of sin, is the son of perdition, is the evil one, is the wicked one. For years we've been saying the white man is the devil. And people say, how you could say that? How you could say that? Now they understand. Now they could fully understand. Now they could get they could get it in their spirit. Now they could get it in their spirit. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Now they could fully understand it and get it, and it not be a mystery to anybody. It not be a whole mystery, or there's nobody who would want to defend. You know what I mean? Because how are you going to defend this person? How are you going to defend it? Defend what he did? Defend Uvalde, Texas? How are you going to defend it? There must come a falling away first. You understand? There must come a falling away first, and it's absolutely necessary. It's necessary that we see these oppressors for exactly what they are.
Salaka too, Captain.
Please.
I can amplify. You better start learning how to profile.
Yep.
You better start learning how to racially profile.
Mm-hmm.
They have to feel this. They have to be followed around the store now, like they used to follow you.
Yeah.
They have to be, screaming when they come in wearing camouflage and all this gothic transgender type outfits they wear.
Right.
You understand? And they trying hard to scrub the internet. If he had any transgender affiliation, the one I'm talking about in Uvalde,
yeah,
make no mistake about it. If that's who you identify with, that's who you are. You're not one of us. You cut off, like the scriptures say. You understand? Like they act like that community don't get violent. They better add another alphabet to those letters. They better add the word M for murderer.
Mm-hmm. Or the T is for terrorists. It ain't for transgender no more.
Exactly. You understand? But we keeping an ear to this whole situation. There was a NRA convention this Friday. They were out there protesting out there this Friday. White people up in arms trying to cover their tracks because they see where this is heading. You understand? 2 mass shooting in a short amount of time, and Lord knows what's gonna happen in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I just want to add that point in, Captain. Like
I got the next story too on the hypersonic missile.
You're so right. You're so right. Hold on 1 second. Look at this right here. Like you had to profile him. Sound like not chains and gold teeth and baggy pants, but him. That's who you had to profile. Hold on 1 second. Oh, Alawapanya. Rap.
Yeah, how about y'all watching my separate thong? How y'all making out? What? I'm gonna try to jump in here for a second with y'all on such a historical night. I appreciate it, y'all. It's a historical night of evil. You understand? On the so-called Memorial Day weekend, the Centurions who have so long justified themselves sat around while 19 babies got murdered down there. Mm-hmm. I know y'all covered it. But what? Say again.
I say we were just in it right now.
Most High in Christ. I mean, what a level of chumps, man. You could brutalize black men all day long because they ain't gonna shoot you back. Well, the minute them Edomites come in, boy, oh boy, the minute somebody get ready to mass shoot, you all nervous. I mean, I could imagine the horror of them families to be sitting outside while them cops holding them back. And I heard the cops, get me right on this, I heard the cops went and got their kids out to school.
Answer.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
They went and got their kids out, left the rest of the kids in the school with the shooter.
Yeah.
And didn't go get the shooter. Like, and you talking about trust the system. They talking about trust this evil goddamn place, man. You understand? And trust this system. Like black people, Latino people, Native Indian people better learn the words gated community, man.
Come.
We better learn the word self-protection. Like all these soldiers we got out working for them, selling dope and killing each other, all of them could be protecting our communities, man. If we trusted in the Most High in Christ like we should, we could turn these brothers in the right direction. Lord knows we doing it every day in the UPK. The nerve of them bastards, man, to talk all that and wear them hats. Somebody should have knocked them hats off their damn head. Wearing them big Texas hats like they big Billy Badass and went up in there and bitched up at the door while the motherfucker was shooting, excuse my French, while he was shooting them babies and they screaming bloody murder. Them bastards sat around waiting for a key from the janitor, man.
Yeah.
And really, he came out with it right. They was waiting for the SWAT team because they bitch ass didn't want to go in there because they was scared they was going to get killed.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't go up in there, man. We'll show you, man. Certain people, their lives are important. Everybody else, these people could give a damn about us, man. And once again, we such fools for thinking any other way. But the UPK been saying it right, man, for years. And let me tell you something else too, if I could add to everything y'all saying. The spirit out here, the Edomites are getting angrier by the day. The more their lives suffer, the more they take away their rights, the more they do these things, they get angrier and angrier. And what we better learn is that we are the whipping pole, man. We are the whipping pole. Big shout out to Matazad Yahawada for the videos he puts out on Facebook. He put out a hell of a video showing a gas truck pulling in the gas station and blocking some sister's car, and starts to unload the gas, and the sister turned around and said, "Hey man, can you move the truck? I'm trying to get out, trying to go to work." He curses her the hell out. And in the end of the video, I have the video, but I don't know how to bring it up for y'all. But
I'm trying to look for it now. So it says Matazad?
Yeah, Matazad Yahawada, the brother that be putting out all those clips. It was shameful. At the end of it, he said, "I can't stand you people." And it was so significant because that's the spirit of this place. The spirit of this place is that they're disgusted by us. It's just, I mean, it's so goddamn biblical. It's just like the Lord said in them scriptures, man. People, if you don't believe in the Bible out there, you blind like I can't. You have not studied the Bible, because in there it clearly says that we filled the land and that the Egyptians was vexed by us. And this is exactly it. What you watching unfold is the walking to the return of a black man named Jesus Christ, man. We walking it. I mean, the playbook is just so obvious. It's so obvious to us. It just ain't obvious to those in the world because you've been listening to disgusting preachers for so damn long. You've been listening to these old dumb, stupid, slimy bastards who do nothing while your life gets wiped out. Who do nothing while your life gets wiped out. And also, if I could add too, is Kahan from Yard up in here with us?
Constantly.
Now I know Kahan, you up on all the news media. I know you saw this right here. I almost fell off the goddamn couch. You hear me? Did y'all see? Yeah, that's the video. Oh man, Michelle, you are good. You want me to pause while you play it?
I was just queuing it up, so I didn't know. We could play it afterwards.
Okay, no sweat. Let me just say this, Kahan. I know you know about this.
Salaka, John. This video, I just my first time seeing.
No, not this video. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
The video you might not have seen, but this I know you know about. Did y'all hear about the Miami Heat making an announcement in their arena?
Sir. Salaka.
No sweat. Let me tell y'all something, man. I almost lost my goddamn mind. And listen, and they caught it on CNN. Let me just break it down. This weekend, right before this weekend, the New Jersey Nets, the Miami Heat was coming out to play the game, the basketball game, right? And you know how they line up on both sides in the beginning and do the national anthem and all that?
Come on.
Do you know these bastards turned around and got on the loudspeaker and told the entire arena, please call your congressman and tell them that I'm paraphrasing, that you are tired of their inaction with, gun laws or whatever the case is. I'm paraphrasing. And the entire arena erupted in claps and everything. And matter of fact, let me get more specific. They said that you are tired. He said to tell them you are tired of all of the gun violence and killings that's taking place. And brother, I fell off of the damn couch damn near, because didn't just a year ago Colin Kaepernick and them brothers took a knee and protested over the killing of our black and Latino brothers in these streets?
Come on.
So now that they want the guns taken away and white boys is mass shooting, now all of a sudden they can inject politics into the sports arena.
That's right.
Before that, they were saying that they didn't want politics in the arena.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And then some of the, I don't even know, I'm not heavy into the sports, but some of the guys in the arena, in the press conferences, when they start having the press conferences, and this will be all on the news in the next couple of days, when they had the press conferences, some of the coaches and some of the big wigs was getting angry about the shooting and walking out of the interviews. Y'all saw that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And walking out of the goddamn interviews, man. Mad as hell. So when it comes to an issue they want to talk about when it comes to guns, because they don't want nobody shooting up there. Oh, you got that too? Damn, you good, huh? Like when they don't want nobody shooting up their children. Then you can bring politics into the arena and it can be announced by the announcers.
Right.
But let you talk about black people getting killed and they ready to burn jerseys and sneakers and ban you from the goddamn sports arenas. Like, these people are monsters, man. And listen, they trying to live a wonderful life and not care about you at all and expect the world to stay the same. Like, you would have to ignore the inhumanity that is betrayed against us for you to understand, for you to function normally in this place, man, which is why we should call on Christ. I know brothers was mad, and some brothers wanted to get violent. Other groups out there wanted to get violent. But our key is our king, baddest strategist on the earth.
That's right.
This was such an injustice. I mean, the Edomite that shot up the Buffalo zone up there, the supermarket. They brought that bastard in alive. And here's the thing. In both incidents, I've been talking to cops all week. Brothers in the school, ex-cops, some, all brothers in the school that's dealing with law enforcement. I've been on the phone with them. And they said when it is an active shooter situation, that it is no discussion or negotiation, that you are to go in and take out the shooter. Yeah. You don't have to negotiate. He don't even have to be pointing the gun at you. You can shoot him in the back of the head according to the law, based on the fact that he's an active shooter and killing people in the building. You don't even have to, it doesn't even matter. The minute you see him, you can drop him where he stands. Yet in Buffalo, they bring the man out safe and sound. Look at him, handcuffed, no goddamn harm at all.
Yeah. Salaki General.
Go ahead.
Could we draw like a correlation between remember when with 9/11 when they hit the Trade Center,
right?
And them they didn't start around and decide where we're gonna wait for such and such to come with the firefighters and wait. They ran towards it.
Brother, you're right. Cops and firefighters, they ran up in that building. It was a disastrous situation. They ran. That's how they got killed. Yeah. The ones that ran in there and responded immediately died under the rubble of those buildings.
Yeah, right.
Because they ran in there immediately because they knew that was their job. And yet, in both of these two incidents, these bastards sat around and did not go directly in there and take that damn shooter out. And do y'all know the backstory on the black security guard? Have y'all heard?
It's something with him with the car, with the making the car.
Yes.
Concert.
Like, this brother made a car that ran off of water. A car that separated the hydrogen. This brother was intelligent, man. He separated the hydrogen out of water and burned the hydrogen as fuel and built an entire engine around it. Mm-hmm. This cat wasn't no lightweight, and he was an ex-cop and died up in that building, man. You understand? That was just one of many brothers. And it's a little strange, this is just me, of course, that he died right when we in a fuel crunch. That it just so happened that he gets killed while there's a fuel shortage in America, man.
Right.
Like these people here are like we've got to turn to the Most High. Our schools, our everything. It's gonna go that way anyway. We ain't gonna have a choice. I said this for many years, reading these scriptures and understanding this prophecy, that this would happen anyway, because nobody could live side by side with these people. Nobody. You understand? They got to kill everything moving, and they cannot imagine a world where we are equal or above them. There's no such thing as equal with them. Even if you make yourself equal with them, in their mind, you put yourself above. You have to be under them at all times, or they feel like the country is being taken away from them. And brother, the judgment, this is turning. This is gonna turn. Watch, it's gonna turn by the hand of the Lord, not us. We don't have to do anything. That's why every brother should preserve his soul. No brother should go out there, man, and commit any violence or plan any violence or try to do anything. You don't have to do it. The Lord is doing it.
That's right.
He's doing it, man. You understand? The scripture said the prayer of a righteous man availeth much. And that's what we should be doing. Sending up them prayers, man, and coming together and continuing to educate brothers and sisters, because this is a nightmare that our people live in. I cannot imagine being one of them babies' parents and them cops holding you back. I saw one tape on the news where they was holding the parents back, man, and one of them brothers, doubled over in absolute agony because these bastards would not let them go in there. They said they pepper sprayed some people, threw some people to the ground, and would not let them go in there and get the babies while they stood outside like punks and didn't go in and get those people's babies out. Now, you understand? And then you wonder why all the conspiracy theories theorists got a bunch of websites and making millions of dollars like Alex Jones, because they doing stupid shit when people's lives is on the line. And it makes other people say, well, it must be a conspiracy. Like, this is an abomination, man. 19 babies, man. I mean, I saw some of them mothers crying in that arena. It was evil beyond belief. And the sad part is, I hate to even support it for this reason. The reason I hate to support it is because I know that it's being used to take away guns. And let's understand something. And this will be my last point on it. Let's understand how viciously selfish the spirit of this place is. The whole push for taking these guns is simply for one reason: to cripple the Republican Party. The Republican Party is the party of guns. The Republican Party is the party of the NRA. They could give a damn about the mass shooters, which was obvious to us in these last two incidents. But they pushing it out there like they so benevolent and want the guns off the street and want this to end, and let's ban these assault rifles and that, when really they just want to rob the Republican Party of one of their biggest bases. And the same thing applies when the Republican Party goes against the abortion. It could give a damn about how many of our babies die and how many bodies they sell. They took the bones of the MOVE group and shipped them up to Princeton University for white kids to use as anthropology specimens, man. After they bombed them people and killed them people with all these years, 20-something years, them people been trying to sue in court to find the bones of their goddamn children, man. They sitting up at Princeton University for some white kids to study in a goddamn lab. You understand? They don't give a damn about abortion, or they would have, all of these things would have been important to them. They just care, all they care about is to cripple the Democratic Party, which is highly financed by Planned Parenthood and other abortion clinics, because the money is so good, as we brought out that time. And as big, and I meant to say this, we gave you a shout out as well again, Kahan, for bringing out that Ma'afa 21, brother.
Yes, sir.
That on the scene, man. Get that up. That Ma'afa 21, brother. That joint was an eye opener, man. You understand? And this type of thing, it just makes me furious, man. Makes me want to go out and teach more, wake up more, just bring more brothers and sisters in, because we know we are in nowhere near any kind of condition to try to physically fight this man. But thanks be to the Lord, we don't have to do that. But we do have to obey these laws, statutes, commandments, and teach others to do so as well. We do have to get our seat in the kingdom of heaven by not adding nothing to this word, but giving them this word raw. But we don't have to be nice and sweet about it. Because this is insane. 19 babies slaughtered while they stood outside the door waiting on the maintenance man to bring the key. The babies hollering and screaming inside, the gunfire going off. They sat outside the goddamn door, man. Let them babies die while they got their kids out. And these people, man, these people are, you know, man, and a lot of them were Israelites too. A lot of them cops over there down there in that part of Texas, they the Lord's people. But they the Uncle Tom. Don't think them Latinos ain't got a good, healthy share of Uncle Toms. Every tribe does. Right. Every tribe got a good, healthy dose of Uncle Toms, man. You understand? You should have seen when they brought out the damn Catholic priest in a lavender shirt, looking like the biggest sissy you ever seen. Out there in the middle of Texas, molesting every I.S.U.P.K they could get their hands on. Like the Roman Catholic Church ain't nothing but a gay organization.
Right.
You understand? So a lot here. I know I went a little off with it, but boy, oh boy, this is insane. What is going on out here, man? What is happening to us, man? And yet we still haven't come together. Even I.S.U.P.K, big shout out to him. Did you see his tape this week? No. He said he's looking at the lay of the land, so to speak, and he said, I don't see how we gonna get out of this. He said, I don't see no way out. I don't see no end game for us. That's what I.S.U.P.K came out and said. But those that look at celebrities as being, you know, the mouthpiece of some reason, he sat in his podcast and said, man, I don't see a way out of this. Because he sees what I think we see, which is that without the Lord, man, we are doomed in this.
General.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And Con, like some of the stuff Cube saying, he listened to a lot of them, they listening to some of the videos. They probably checking out Black Watch. Maybe these last few months, they echoing some of the talking points that you already laid out, that you lay out every week, General, on the Black Watch. Right. They listening, sir. Salakia. I just want to say that.
Damn right. Well, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? That's a damn good thing, because everybody need to hear these things that we saying, because these once again, these scriptures are gold to us. These scriptures don't mean nothing but feel good singing and dancing for everybody else in the earth. Everybody else in the earth take this book as a nice Harlequin romance book, a feel good motivational speaker goddamn book. But the book is our constitution and the history of our lives and the prophecy of those things that are coming past right now every day with us, man. You understand? That's what we dealing with, man. And it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Like we better get back to goddamn basics. That's why there's no Similac on the goddamn shelf. We better get back to basics, man. These people don't give a damn what happens to us. How the hell the richest country in the world, the most powerful empire on the planet, gonna run the hell out of Similac? How the hell does that happen in a country this big and this wide? You couldn't get Similac to these streets, would show you how much in our ignorance they have control over our lives. Negro talking, you talking radical this and radical that and all that old talk. You marching up and down the streets with guns and all that old talk. All he do is cut the Similac off and bring you to your goddamn knees.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the UPK been saying, sisters, you must breastfeed. If at all possible, you must breastfeed your baby. Where'd that come from? I.S.U.P.K, man. Come on, man. Big shout out to General Conley, too. Bringing that
until like
go ahead,
as they say, they will run out of Similac, but they're gonna run out of guns and bullets, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's insane, man. Go ahead.
Yesterday they had an NRA rally, NRA conference in Houston, and they were out there protesting about that. over the. It was a whole big ordeal out there in Houston right after the shooting. Coming at the tail end, they had their convention in Houston yesterday, sir.
And it's a little awfully convenient that the shooting happened a few days before the convention in the same state that the convention is in.
Right.
You understand? Like they don't give a damn out. They pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing because they want to crush the money going to the Republican Party. That's all they pushing for. That's why it's all over the news. That's why they pressing and acting like you take away lawful citizens' guns. You think you got crime now.
Right.
You take away lawful citizens' guns. And meanwhile, you could never, ever, I don't care what if you can't stop the dope coming into America, you most certainly can't stop the guns. Because you need the guns to bring the dope in. So the only way you're going to stop the guns is you're going to have to shut the entire country down even more than the damn lockdown, which wasn't no lockdown because ain't no drugs ever slowed down one iota.
Right.
Ain't one drug dealer say he can't move a package because of the goddamn shutdown. Talking about taking away guns. It's only political. It has, and only sit up there and listen to it and get on board with do something about these guns. Do something about these guns. White boys making them guns out of plastic. Now come on.
The ghost guns, General.
Exactly. They sitting up in there with them 3D printers, man, and printing guns they sell.
Yeah.
Okay. Buying a lathe and putting it down in their basement and boring out steel and making their own damn barrels.
Yeah.
It's a damn joke. Every criminal in the world would have a gun, and every law-abiding citizen would be walking around with no gun, and crime would be run rampant in this place, man. You understand? Like before anybody come and say, let's take the guns away, show me how you gonna shut down the crime. I'll consider giving up my gun when you can show me how you gonna stop 400 million guns from being on the street. You explain that to me. You explain all of that to me, and then I'll consider, maybe we should not have guns, man. It's a joke and a non-argument.
Yeah.
It's a non-argument. It has nothing to do with the situation, nor could it ever stop the damn situation. It'll never stop a mass shooting and these babies getting killed. What will stop it, though, is us recognizing that this man is against us and that we are slaves in this empire and that we must turn to our Father in heaven and start to live that life. That's what will change us, man. What will change us, man, is we putting our own security in schools. You waiting on some resource officer, some clown. The last clown, they got him on trial right now because he didn't run in the building to help the kids. You waiting on 9/11, to respond when some dude walks in the back door of the school. You understand that a teacher leaves open,
right?
You understand, and kills 19 babies. You waiting on 9? You gonna call 911? Is gonna resolve that for you? That holds the people outside. Like the responsible brothers and sisters have to take back charge of our world. That's the problem. This beast wanted the criminals to run the world because that's what keeps everybody in dissent. But to rise up, you got to get rid of criminality. And how you get rid of it is when righteous men stand up and begin to organize and bring their people together and bring safety to their zone. Right. That's when criminals choose to be on the honorable side and walk away from the evil side. And it's the responsibility of those leaders to also build them some economic avenue so that they don't have to take on those evil criminal acts. It's not math. It's not rocket science. It's basic social studies.
Yeah.
But of course, you can't apply that here because this place is applying the wiping out of the 12 tribes of Israel and bringing the whole world into a decadent descent of Satan, man. It's just too much, man. It's just too much.
You're right. They waited an hour outside that school.
Imagine that.
A whole hour, and imagine you hearing gunshots. You a parent, you there. Like that is, that's torture. That's beyond torture. The event alone is traumatic. But then to be put on hold there and then see them do nothing and wait for other men with guns to come and do the thing. and knowing after now that they went in there and get their own kids out. You are parents and one of your children die, you're not gonna forgive yourself. You aren't gonna be able to sleep at night.
Man, they should be arrested.
Yeah.
They should be arrested and charged with aiding and abetting a mass shooting.
Yeah.
Yes,
so hell, they should be charged. They should be charged, and them 10-gallon hats need to be taken off their goddamn head.
Because just like if they were going in and people was blocking them, they would charge people for obstruction of justice.
Yes, they would.
They was blocking people from going in, so now they should be charged for,
exactly,
for the murder, for all the whatever, how many other counts they bring in on that terrorist. They had to get charged with them counts too.
So like, if I could too, this is gonna give more fuel to the defund the police movement, because all of that federal money they got for active shooter training, all the federal money they got for all the different vests and all the different artillery, that's gonna hurt them even more now. The whole Back to Blue movement, that's gonna hurt them even more, because this right here, it was a travesty. And it's lawsuits. The lawyers are lining up right now behind this. They're gonna be lawsuits behind this, Salaki.
Yep. And rightfully so. And so rightfully so.
Come.
God's people, man, got the, God's people got to really look at the situation that we are in as a people, man, and stop lying to ourselves. Okay? Stop lying to ourselves.
Yes, sir.
Once again, Matazai, Howard, I put out a tape where Bill O'Reilly did a study on the wealthiest ethnic groups, or rather the ethnic groups that earn the most money in America. And brother, they said the East Indians, the South Africans, and a few other African and Arab nations make more money a year in the United States than white people. They said the Indians make more money than anybody else in the United States. They earn more money as a group than anybody else in the United States. Now, bear in mind, they are tiny numbers in the comparison to the population of America. They don't even shadow us by a great number. Any of these countries, any of these ethnic groups, yet they make collectively more money than the white people make. Don't even think about us. More than the white people make. That's how much money these other nations is making. Really, our money. We built the empire for these bastards. Now we got free. We supposed to get the wealth of the empire. Instead, every heathen around the world, Orientals, all of them, they all on the list of making more money per ethnic group than we ever make. And yet, we still thinking that somehow this place is gonna turn around and become a wonderful melting pot, like Martin Luther King lied to our asses about. When this is ridiculous. When we are coming to the end, and we must turn to the Lord and start to put our nation together. And that's why I always say, thanks be to the Lord, man, to the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? Because y'all standing the test of time over this bullshit. Excuse my friend. You standing the test of time, man. You know what I mean? And we're going to change our situation dramatically, man. You know what I mean?
And so, like you said, there's a story with the Supreme Court where they say Supreme Court might soon loosen gun laws in wake of Texas shooting, as you were saying, so you know what I mean? So they're seeing that if law-abiding citizens have guns, then stuff like this could get minimized. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we got to take it one further. We're going to have to police and secure our own zone. We're going to have to do exactly what white people did in America. White people, the Irish came over here and they was hated and they didn't have nothing. And the white man gave them all the cop jobs to beat and abuse and police us.
Right.
And them bastards got rich. You understand, originally from the slave catchers on up until they was able to become full-fledged police, and they still saturate the police forces in major cities around the world, around this country.
And Salaki, if I could, Adawan, what you bringing out, Commander GEN.YAHANNA, is so heavy that you already done led the charge in this. I was out and about in the community today with the brothers, and we passed by a little building that was bricked up, nice and strong looking. And I'm like, man, that building looked nice and tough and strong. It's brick, got some little slender windows, little square. I'm looking like, what is this building? It's a damn near an abandoned church.
Damn.
And I'm like, this need to be a precinct under Commander GEN.YAHANNA of brothers, 10 men that work in this building that for these community. You understand?
Hey, that's heavy. I'm sorry. Keep going. Salah.
Oh, I was gonna say, in every Black, Hispanic, and Native American need to pour their money into the ISUPK. They need to pour their money into the ISUPK because you already started the ball with getting officers and soldiers paid to protect these communities. That it's their job to be in these communities, here, there, every damn where, and seeing about the communities and fixing them and fixing every problem that pops up. Everybody need to put their money into the ISUPK.
Man, right. So, can I amplify that if I could, General?
Please.
Like the General, like you said, Commander GEN.YAHANNA has led the charge on us as a community and as a nation having full autonomy over our community, self-governance. You understand? They always tell us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps.
Right.
You're looking at a man who taught us how to do that and did it with pennies.
Through the great
all this
king.
Yes, sir. And that is what we, like, brothers and sisters that's listening under the sound of his voice tonight on Black Watch. You need to finance. You need to make sure you help build this war chest, this chest to help protect your nation, protect our children, because this man, we got the manpower. We only getting stronger. You understand? And you dealing with a man who's a prophet of the Lord and see what time it is, man. And it's so honorable to follow a man like Commander GEN.YAHANNA because he knows what time it is. A prophet has foresight as well as insight. And he has said these things were going to happen, and they're happening right before our eyes. What is your politician doing? You understand that they want to call the congressman about a gun law. Call your congressman and your local state official about financing and getting federal funding to the I.S.U.P.K. We'll show you what to do with it.
Right.
So, Lockie.
You're right. You're so right. Through the grace and mercy of the Lord, we do all these things. And what General Q just put up in the chat was heavy in that it started, like he said, the New York draft wars. There it is. The New York draft riots. They was rioting because they was running. They had no money, and them Irish needed, was becoming criminals and everything. And they just turned around and made them cops and turned them out, turned them loose on us. And it's been their tradition since the days of slavery. So why can't we as Black men start to raise up other Black men to stop all the criminality going on among us and to protect our children and all our institutions, man? We can start whole systems of brothers who have no criminal record or brothers that have been reformed from those criminal records, but basically brothers who have been awakened and educated by the I.S.U.P.K. who have the right mindset on what they should be policing, instead of some government centurion who doesn't give a damn about anybody but himself. Right. Stand outside of a goddamn locked door waiting on a key from a janitor, you understand, for 45 minutes while some murderer goes and kills the babies inside. What a punk does that. Even an average Black or Latino man who's just a citizen, if he had a handgun, would kick that goddamn door in and engage that punk with that damn assault rifle, man. Awesome. Like, it's insane. So you're right. Through the grace and mercy of the Most High in Christ, We understand what's happening and going to happen, and we understand what we need to do for us. We building these schools, man. I said this a while back. Y'all heard me say it. These schools are going to become many de facto government buildings, man. In a short while, your kids will go to school there. Your counseling will go to school there. You'll have a de facto court system. You understand? And you'll stop listening and watching the foolishness that we're being taught, fighting over guns and killing babies. One hand, they want guns to stop killing. The other hand, they want the rights to keep killing the babies. But show you that they don't give a damn on either side. This is just political warfare for them while we die in our ignorance, man.
Right.
You understand? While we die sleep at what is going on in this world, man. Man, it's heart-wrenching, man.
Yeah.
It's heart-wrenching. I looked at them babies, man. It was heart-wrenching, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is the first time I think I've seen a mass shooting of Black and Latino babies, man. Like, in this case, Latino babies. And I don't know what I'm going to do if I have to see one with Black babies in it while we sit around sleep and as a people and listening to dumbass politicians and become, endless apologists for all the evil that's being done to us, man.
Yeah.
Like, once again, that book called the Bible, brother, that book called the Bible, if the Lord have done nothing at all for me, he gave me that book, and that book is everything. That book is everything for us.
What's up?
That book ripped us from the mindset of this world and showed us what it was before this madness was erected in the earth. And boy, it was a different thing than what this is. And going back to that thing, we got to get back to basics, man. We got to get back to basics. We got to get back to breastfeeding. We got to go back to not having abortions. We got to go back to responsible gun ownership, teaching our young sons and daughters how to use weapons properly and safely. And we got to start implementing in securing our zone, our supermarkets, our schools. You understand? We need to come out of the school system of Esau and start to put ourselves, and all of this could be done at the blink of an eye. 1 millionaire, billionaire, so many of us is so wealthy. Did y'all see Tyler Perry's new $100 million man?
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Sitting up on a mountain with nothing around it. Yep. Like, that is like a city. That's like a government institution. Like, that joint there was better than the White House. It's a better building than the White House. You could run the entire Black community right out of that house. You can run the whole Black and Latino and Native Indian community right out of that house. It's big enough to do all of that. The grounds is big enough. It's up on a mountain. It's about as secure as you could be up on that mountain. You understand? So much wealth that we have among us, yet we in this kind of predicament in ignorance and foolishness, where we could be doing so much more. And the whole reason the heathens are making all that they're making over the top of us, and while we die slow in this place, is because of our ignorance. You understand? It's our ignorance that has allowed this to happen. But boy, oh boy, there it is. Look at that. Look at that mansion. $100 million mansion. It's not even finished yet. They even do the grounds and stuff and add all the trees and all. It's sitting on a mountain. There's nothing else around. That's like his world up there. Okay, one dude. I don't know why he bought such a big one, or what his intentions are. If he did it to avoid having to pay taxes or whatever the case may be, but it is obvious that, look at that joint. It's obvious that, something with this magnitude needs to be implemented in the world of Blacks and Latinos and Native Indians. Like Christ put it so right. He said, you will not be like the Sadducees and Pharisees, benefactors who sit in the chief seats in the synagogue. So you won't be that. Like, Christ's kingdom is on a different level of wisdom. It's built from the bottom up, not from the top down. Right. Every other kingdom is built from the top down. Christ's kingdom is built from the bottom up. You understand? The top man is the servants of the people that's on the bottom to help bring them up. In every other kingdom, the top people are worshipped and looked at and admired, and they do nothing for the people under them. Well, that's fine for heathens, but that is not fine according to Christ's kingdom for the 12 tribes of Israel. That's acceptable. You understand? And so those that are wealthy and powerful among us, it is their obligation. It is their obligation to serve the poor among our people, and not just serve them with food, but serve them with real leadership. You know what I'm saying?
General, your audio kind of I don't know. It didn't go out. We hear it. It ain't coming through as it was coming through before.
Oh, okay, maybe I click the button or something.
Yeah, maybe covering something.
He's pulling a lot of juice on this phone.
Come.
We almost done anyway, right? We over the time. So I don't know if y'all want to add anything else.
It's better now. That's it there. No, it's better now.
Oh, it's better now. Okay, yeah. Maybe I had to slow down on it. I think I might have been hitting the button.
Come.
Play that tape with the gas station if you could.
Gas station. One second. I think this is the Bill O'Reilly one. I just clicked to
take any one. Both of them are good. The Bill O'Reilly one is excellent.
Okay, hold on. Let me get that gas station.
Take any one of them. If you got the Bill O'Reilly queued up, put that one out there.
Come on. I just click off it to go back to the
no
gas
sweat.
Station.
No sweat. Whichever one you get. Like, that's why our job, tell me when you're ready. That's why our job is the greatest job on the face of the Lord's green earth. You can't get a better job than this job here.
That's right.
You understand? You should, whatever you suffer, you should be ashamed to even open your mouth and talk about it. That's why Paul said he would boast in his infirmities.
Yes, sir.
Like all you should be doing is boasting in what you're suffering. Because if you have the nerve to complain, having the greatest job on the earth with the biggest paycheck coming to you that you could ever receive, and the honor and the glory that is going to come with it, for you to utter anything about what you've gone through or will go through is just negligence, man. It's negligence and it's short, because we are in the greatest kingdom on the face of this earth at the best possible time. We are going to get a record worthy of a king putting a crown on our head. Yeah, I can't explain it no better than that, brother. Whenever you're ready, Mashak.
Counsel, this is it here.
You win. What the fuck do you think I'm doing? Fucking cunt. When I sit here and you pull in, what the fuck do you think I'm doing? You fucking cunt. You
Now observe the cop. Watch how the cop treats her as opposed to him until she says something about it. Now he just called her a cunt. He's supposed to be fired off of that job. He told a citizen in a gas station that he's loading gas in, he called her a cunt after he blocked her car. You understand? He blocked her car. That's her car right there. He's blocking it from getting out. This is, but the tape illustrates the anger inside them, the unjustifiable anger that lives inside these Edomites right now, and these latest politicians have stirred it up. Go ahead.
I'm trying to maneuver in here. You take my goddamn car.
Like the cop ain't even turned. He turned his back on the guy. The guy is screaming and yelling and irate. The cop's supposed to be calming him down. Instead, he turns his back on him and he goes and starts checking the system.
You fucking pull in when I'm trying. Stupid cunt. I think I'm gonna move for you. I ain't going anywhere, man.
That's crazy.
Fuck you. Goddamn innocent motherfucking cunt. I don't give a fuck who you are, boss. Don't piss on your fucking car.
The cop ain't turned around yet. Now he begins to say something to the cat. This cat is. That's the words you gotta hear. I am sick of you, motherfuckers. Like, those are the words you gotta hear, because in the end, what he is revealing is that this anger is not just personal to her,
right?
But that he is sick of all of us. That's what's going on in this country, man.
Come.
That's what's happening. And let me tell you something. the way that they handled that shooter in Boston and that shooter over there in Texas is going to encourage more shootings.
Yeah.
Like that, especially the one in Buffalo. The one in Buffalo is going to make them shooters know that I can do it too, but I won't get killed.
Yeah.
So it might be good if I go ahead and do it. Because I know like before they knew you was going to end up dead when it was white boys doing it. But now they're killing us and the white boys are killing us. You could possibly live through it. So don't be too hard on yourself if you decide to go do this evil towards blacks and Latinos, man. This place, boy, oh boy, oh boy, like we are not angry enough. You understand? We should be, like the scripture said, be angry and sin not. Christ gave us permission to be as angry as we want to be, as long as we don't become sinners and go out and try to do something carnal. So we should be as angry as we want to be, so that we could encourage and wake our family up, which is these 12 tribes. These 12 tribes are precious to Christ. You understand? This is his inheritance. Let's be real about what we're talking about. We're talking about Christ's inheritance, man. You understand? And every brother and sister that gets killed, his inheritance is being squandered. Every baby that's killed in the abortion clinic, his inheritance is being squandered. Every brother that goes to prison,
they're just standing in the parent yard, but half of these fucking parents here, dude, they want to go.
Which one, sir?
No, I was telling you to put it on pause. It was going just now.
Oh, Salaki. Come on, sir.
You understand? Every child that's killed in the abortion clinic, every brother that goes to prison, every murder of a black man by another black man, we are squandering Christ's inheritance, man. We are squandering his inheritance. So we had better get this together, man. We had better get it together. Okay? Let's do the Bill O'Reilly real quick and we'll get up out of here.
Why
don't y'all let me chew up on this last half hour? It's a lot.
Yes, sir.
Wow, sir. It's definitely too wild. That's the one I was scrolling looking for.
And if you go on TikTok, you can find 100 of videos like that. 100 videos where they display their racism, yet we still sleep.
Yes, sir.
You understand? Whenever you're ready to shop.
1 second.
Come. Go ahead, Khan. You was gonna say something?
No, I just wanted to say, General, and even that platform that the shooter streamed on, which is called Twitch in Buffalo. I just downloaded that today, just so I can keep an ear to what's going on. But for sure, they display their racism on Twitch, and that's like a video gaming platform. But they also have live videos on there, so they live streaming their racism on there also.
Exactly, and of course, there's no congressional meeting about Twitch. Congressional meeting is about niggas on Facebook and Instagram. Ain't no congressional meeting about that. At least not yet.
It's a lot of John. They say when it come to them, it's saying that it's too much information to process.
Ain't that
when it comes to us, they can block us and censor us by speaking about a message about saving and the salvation of our people.
Listen, before the video even load, before the video even go public, the video blocked. The video halfway, the bar is halfway upload, the video blocked.
You ain't getting no notification.
Nothing. You just block. You off the internet. I think that Herschel Walker, this is the first smartest thing he ever said in his whole dumb career after football, where he said they should devote all that money to monitoring the social media for all these damn shooters instead of trying to take away the guns. And of course, that Democrat side, they're trying to make it sound like he's talking nonsense. But this is probably the first smartest thing he ever said. Like, you monitor that Twitch thing and the Facebook and what they're telling people. One of them showed the whole plan to his friends.
And invited people to watch the live stream up.
Right. It's a lot of general, and even to proofread his plans. They gave a live, like they proofread. They talking about a lone wolf. They proofread the plans, edited, and say, take this out, add, let me copy it. I'm gonna copy and paste this, and okay, insert this and do this. They proofread that. I didn't even realize there's a whole different word out there. The dark web is now the mainstream web. They used to have two webs. They used to have.
You mean to tell me that they collaborated, like you collaborate on a project on the internet on how to mass murder black people?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Lord have mercy on our soul.
General, they proofread his plans. He uploaded it, and they said, take this out, try it this way. They copied and pasted. I mean, it was like Microsoft Word for racists, General. There's a whole different world out there with this social media. And like you said earlier, the NRA, they throwing money now. They throwing money to make this gun thing go away. They said, you got mental health facility, you want to do mental health, we'll give you money. Just don't talk about guns. We'll give you money. Just don't talk about guns. They send it. The NRA they damn near got grants and money for everything now with mental health right now, just to keep the conversation off of guns.
And here's how you know it got nothing to do with mental health, because I ain't never see a mass shooter going to do some mass shooting and get blown the hell away as soon as he get there because he go mass shoot the wrong place. Even though he supposedly got mental health, he always seemed to know the right place to go shoot up someplace. Right. And listen, and here's was even more ridiculous. Based on what you just said, what mental health we need to evaluate when the bastard put the plans on the internet and got it critiqued. He's smarter than the average cat on the street.
Come.
You know what I'm saying?
John, remember one of them shooters was in the PhD program. The one who shoots up the one who shuts up the movie theater in Colorado.
Yeah. What's the PhD program?
He was in a doctorate program. He had done get his bachelor's. And God! He's the one that they say they found his car was so loaded down with guns and ammunition, the trunk was damn near on the ground, and he rigged his apartment building to blow up with explosives.
So what the hell mental health they looking for?
Exactly.
The bastard's smarter than damn engineers.
Yep.
It's a damn joke, man. It's a joke because once again they know that it ain't got nothing to do with that, but they do know that it will cripple the Republican Party if they get them guns. They know that much. They know that white boys will be furious with the Republican Party if they lose the right to have them guns. They know that they would burn up their NRA card in anger and fury over losing the power over them legal guns. They know that already. So that's what they want to do. They want to crush them so that they don't have the power they have. And the same with the vice versa. They put them people on the Supreme Court so that they could get them to vote against them abortion rights so they can crush the Democratic Party's funding. But they have nothing to do with us. And the minute we realize it and pull away and begin to start to lay out, every black and Latino in America should be an independent. None of us should be a Democrat or Republican. Every last one of us should be an independent if you even going to participate in that stupidity.
That's
right. You understand? We need righteous leadership, man. Leadership that comes from your house shop, man, so we can lead our brothers and sisters into education, number one, with this truth, and then into all the building blocks as a nation needs to be a people that saves and protects itself from all of the predators around us that are eating us alive. People ain't coming to America because America just makes a ton of money. America don't make a damn thing. What the hell does America manufacture? Nothing. Okay? So everybody coming to America because their wealth comes from having slaves. Having them slaves, you can really get some good money if you get to rent or use or lease them goddamn slaves. Talking about us. That's all that's going on in this damn empire, man. We need to follow our king's orders, man, and get that thing done. So
Come.
You got that tape,
So like General, if you can just hit your mic again, it went down low again on your audio. So like it, sir.
Okay. I think when I talk too long, it starts to act up. How about now? Same.
Just doing same.
Okay. So let's go continue.
According to statistics from the U.S. Census Bureau,
Several minority groups in America out-earn white people. They earn more money than white people. These are the groups. Ready? Pakistani Americans, Lebanese Americans, South African Americans, Filipino Americans, Sri Lankan Americans, and Iranian Americans. And the number one group in the United States for earnings, Indians. They earn more money than anyone else. None of those groups, except for South Africa, are white-based. None of them. Second, black immigrant groups have a median household income above the American average. Who are black immigrant groups? Nigerians.
So, like, if I could, General, and it's that type of rhetoric that goes into the replacement theory. When they talk about the replacement theory, and there's a string of these theories that's online, but like that's what it sounds like he's talking about, General. The more like the replacement theory. We're being, we're losing our advantage in America of our whiteness. Salakia.
Yeah, exactly. The only problem is when they think about the replacement theory, they're not even thinking about the people who's actually making the money off of it.
Right.
They just want to kill more slaves.
Yeah.
Just want to kill us off.
Yep.
You understand? But we're gonna stand up with the Most High, man. Damn that, God. You understand? 400 years, that. You know what I mean? We ain't going sheep to the slaughter. We're gonna help us. We're gonna help only us. We're gonna wake up and realize we ain't gonna help nobody but us. You know what I mean? He just brought the proof out right there. They all helping they goddamn themselves. Yeah. You understand? They all helping themselves to the wealth of this empire from Steve Lesnar. And meanwhile, the Democrats and Republicans fighting each other and lying to everybody else while we all starve to death and death.
Right. What's up?
And follow all the rituals that they believe in: homosexuality, Christianity, white Jesus, Islam, Hare Krishna, and all this other stuff. And we just stay a wasted people. No, man, damn that. We're gonna return to our Shaman amazingly great, just like he commissioned us to do, just like every leader that the Lord ever raised up, led us to repair and to bring our nation back. Christ definitely impressed us to do it, and we will do it.
That's right.
Shot, man, get us out of here, man. We way over the time.
Oh God, no sweat, sir. Y'all know just join Commander GEN.YAHANNA every Monday night, 9 p.m. straight from Blackwatch News on YouTube, blackwatch.news on the website. This Thursday, June 2nd, GEN.YAHANNA will be down here in DC with us. Y'all come on through, contact the DC School, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, to gain more information for counseling and all that other stuff. We have barbecues coming up. Y'all stay tuned and stay plugged and pay your tithes. With that, we out, sir. You have a sir. Barak.
So now that I know that Christ was killed for me, I know I have to please my Father. That's the underlying point of John 3:16. That God killed his favorite for me. For me.
They like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above when they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white man. Need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees.